Alright. Looks like we're good. Probably not the stream you guys expected. Yeah, and the load times are horrendous even on PlayStation 5. So basically, this is all we're going to be doing. Oh god. There's a reason I've avoided doing this for like 4 years, 5 years. Hey, Mark, welcome. And he hasn't even finished loading in and I've already murdered him. I think when we started doing this, way back when, it was taking somewhere between maybe 3.5 to 4 hours. And I think we guesstimated around 500 kills in that time. So to get the last trophy for the platinum, probably like 20 plus hours. And we've been meaning to do this, but, well, sometimes life just doesn't work out that way. I had to wait till today because I didn't get paid and my plus was expired. I forgot you have to have plus on you still do on PS5, but you need the PlayStation Plus to do multiplayer. Do. Player kills 8. Okay. Oh boy, this is gonna take a long time. Probably not gonna do this very long streaming. I haven't been wanting to play. And I know this is like the most boring thing on the planet you can do. It's not my friend, it's poor choice of words, but it's my brother. He helped me get the first 500 kills. And after he passed away 2 weeks ago, I took his PS5 and his iPad. And the only reason I really wanted his PS5 was so that I could do this. I think they used to call it boosting. You could boost to get trophies. It's where you did things the way devs didn't intend to get certain trophies. People used to do it a lot in multiplayer games for things, especially once the game's multiplayer scene died. Oop, wrong button. So basically, I spent the last hour. I loaded him. I did have one world where I had multiplayer enabled, and I had progression, so I could actually do this safely, meaning I could just stand here and do this all day. I don't have to worry about the horde or anything. And I finally, yesterday I got paid, so I finally activated my Plus account. I brought his PS5 in here and set it up on a second computer monitor, so now I got 2 monitors, one on my left and right, and then in the middle is my TV. So, basically I'm just going to be sitting here for, not consecutively, but probably like anywhere from 20 to 30 hours, depending on how long this takes. I don't know the number of kills I've got. I assume it works across all maps, because it would seem silly to have to get 2,500 kills on a single map. And this is going to be as boring as it gets. Or not boring. Well, it is boring. This is as exciting as it gets. Just going to watch me club him in the face over and over 2,000-ish times. Again, not in one sitting. Hell no, I don't have the mental fortitude to do that. I'm sorry I haven't been streaming or anything lately, and I didn't release any episodes this week either. Just not a good time for me. But I wanted to do something, so I've been meaning to do this, and I'm gonna do almost all of this off camera. I just kind of thought I know it's late. It's 11 p.m. where I am, and The sound effect. Wish I had a turbo controller, but since X is also... well, no, I guess I could do it. Until he totally spawns into the world, he doesn't start jumping, so I could have a turbo controller with the X button, but... So, yep. Just gonna sit here and kill my brother's character over and over and over. And I gotta do this for the new console version, too. Except in the new console version, they actually had enough intelligence not to make it 2,500 player kills. I think it's like 25. And my brother did buy the new console version about 2 days before he went to the hospital. He played it for about 20 minutes. I believe they had it on sale for Halloween. Something like that. And he was like, alright, I'll play. So he bought it and he downloaded it and he loaded up the world, but oop, shoot, I moved. But he never really played. Most of this, I'm just going to be doing this, like I said, off camera, obviously, and just watch some YouTube videos and just keep hitting the button over and over and over. I don't know if this will ever get old, but probably. 14 deaths, only 1,976 to go, 86, whatever. Like I said, I don't even know the number of kills I've gotten. I've played so many worlds, and the world where we did the initial kills, I'm pretty sure I don't have that world anymore. I noticed that it's day 48, so... it means the day 49 Horde's almost here, but I changed the time to 2-hour days. I always play on 60 minutes. And then I disabled enemy spawning, but it doesn't... in this version, I don't know about the new version, but in this version of the console version, zombies still spawn. Not many, but a few. I actually, as soon as my brother's character spawned in, I started getting hit immediately, and I turned around, and there was Arlene trying to eat me. And I'm like, I know I disabled spawns, so after the game crashed, I went ahead. Yeah, here's what's stupid about it. On the PC version, you have to kill... there's like 4 or 5 trophies on all versions for player PvP kills. On PC, I believe it's like 250 is the last trophy. So when they ported the game to console, the old version, some genius thought it was a good idea to multiply that times 10. You need 2,500 player kills. That is just stupid. And there it is. Those are the only 2 trophies I've got left. I've got 96%. I'm missing 2. Killed 2,500 trophies. Or trophies, Jesus. Killed 2,500 players. The PS5 trophies actually have like a progress bar now on some of them. I don't know if it's per game. Oop, wrong button. Or what, but like here, it'll actually have a bar showing you how close you are to it if it's something like this where it's a number to count. Boy, I wish this version had it. At least then I'd know exactly how many kills I've got. I wanted to do it on a creative world, but I was like, you know what? Creative mode usually disables trophies. And I just didn't want to take a chance. So I was really hoping that I still had a world that was multiplayer. Because otherwise I was going to have to start a world, at least get built up so I had enough weapons that like this I could one-shot and I didn't have to worry about enemies constantly attacking us. I've got plenty of food and water, so I ain't gotta worry about any of that stuff. But yeah, it's so goofy. I mean, 2,500 kills. Why? Why change that? 250 is insane. I don't even know how many. No, not pin. I want to see. There it is. View all trophies. And you can see I got the 2016, October 31st, 2016. So apparently I bought it on Halloween. Where is it at? There it is. No, that ain't it. Kill zombies. Kill 10 players. December 30th of 2017. That's a year later? Damn. Oh, it's because it was PvP. I don't even remember how I got the... Oh, no, yeah, duh. I just said I got it. I was playing with my cousin Michael, the one that comes into my stream sometimes. He, Moon Knight, and my brother were playing, and we basically got, as you can see, we got 500, but 2,500, that is insane. Now that I think about it. The new console edition. Kill 1 player. There's Michael. Kill 5, kill 10. Yes, 25. That's 10% of even the regular PC version, because the regular PC is 250. Obviously, I've got all the trophies on PC. Yeah. See, there you go, right there. Died 28 times, 64%. So, yeah, that's 75% towards that one. Yeah, these are all pretty... Dirty Larry. Larry was my brother's name. Yeah, these are gonna be rough. I started working on the survival of these two earlier today. Yeah. Oh, he's done. I think I knocked him all the way through the wall. Yeah, I started working on the level 300 achievement earlier. I loaded up my private world, and I basically bumped the XP gain to 300%, because even at that, it's going to take many, many hours to get to level 300. I couldn't tell you the last time I got to max level. Wow, it's so weird seeing the instant gain in water. And dunk. I don't know what my food is, because there's no food and water bars, damn it. Stupid fun pimps. And meat stew does not give water in this version, so if you're thinking, oh, why do you need to drink water in addition to meat stew? Well, that's because this game was way different back then. There you go, I went up to level 1, or 145 hit points. One thing I do miss about the old version is having the 600 quality levels. I don't mind the 1 through 6, but it just, I don't know, it felt like, even though the differences between, like, level, you know, a quality 500 and a quality 510 was, like, non-existent, it was, like, 1 or 2 points, but I don't know, it just kind of felt like you could get upgrades more often. 14 deaths? I've died 14 times? Damn. 40 player kills. We'd already be done on the new console version, which I do need to do that as well. His Plus account runs out around the 20th, I think, 21st of December. So I don't have a lot of time to get this done. And since it's going to take probably way more than a dozen hours. And I genuinely am not going to be able to do this all at once. I thought I probably should get started. I gotta say, I'm tempted to do the Horde Night when it comes up. In fact, even at 2-hour days, we're gonna get through the day 56 Horde too. We'll see. We shall see. I'm glad I went ahead and I hooked up a third monitor, or second monitor, third monitor, whatever. So I can still watch TV. I thought about just hooking them up to my 2 monitors and then just watching YouTube on the iPad tablet. Gives me something to do. I will say, thank God for the extra speed on PlayStation 5. Isn't there a... I'm on his PS5 right now looking at the menu. Notifications, sound system, power saving. I thought there was like a boost mode or something. I sworn there was. Voice command. Notification. I don't even know what half this crap does. Save date and app settings. Spoiler warnings. Followed game. Alright. Club. Could have sworn. Accessibility. No. No, it's not network. Users and accounts. No. System? HD. I love how you can change the beep. Because, you know, that's an important thing. Remote play. Power saving. Is it possible they removed that feature? Wouldn't think so. Maybe not. I could have sworn there was a game, a boost feature. For PS4 games played on the PS5, it would like reduce load times and stuff like that and try to improve frame rate. It wasn't compatible with every game, but who knows? I haven't played really on console in a very long time, so maybe they removed an update. Or maybe it just is always activated or something, I don't know. Come on. Building environment. And thunk. I don't know if that'll ever not be funny. $49 kills. We're getting there. So 50 kills in almost in a little over 18 minutes. That's not too bad. I thought about doing a stream on the new console version where I asked one of you guys to come and help me do the PvP kills. Like you see, I only need 25 on the new version. But I don't have to do it now if I don't want to, since I have access. Not the way I would have preferred to get access, but, you know. And... Yeah, this is like watching... This is the 7 days equivalent of watching paint dry. Or grass grow. Can you imagine doing this legit? Like, actually playing the game and trying to get 2,500 kills? Are you on drugs? I've put like over 1,000 hours in the console version, and I doubt if I dedicated that whole time to just playing the game multiplayer legit, I doubt I'd ever get that many kills. You'd have to be really good at the game. And even then, PvP is apparently really unbalanced, especially in the old versions. That's just wrong. I've been doing headshots. I wonder if I can one-shot him with a non-headshot. Oh, I think that's a yes. Phased him out of existence. And there's no power attacks on this version. So it's pretty much just swing. I wonder if I can murder him with it. I would imagine. Oh! Obviously, I'm not doing that because I don't want to waste the ammo and also put holes in the wall. But it's still funny. Do I have a Magnum? I don't think I have a Magnum in this world. Do I have a Magnum? I don't think I do. I totally do. Oh, look at that. 4 shots? Are you serious? Okay, respawn. Execute. Kill him with a pickaxe, I wonder? Come on. Building environment. How much did that do? Wow, 20 hit points? Oh, that was oh, wow. So the first hit did 20. That one did 50. He's at minimum wellness. He's only got 70 hit points. Yeah, I never minded the wellness system, but now that I've seen how much better it can be when we don't have it, I definitely prefer the non-wellness system. Like the learn by doing. I actually like the learn by doing, but now that we've got something different, I actually prefer the new system. It is fun sometimes just to bulk craft stuff just to level it up, but when you play multiple worlds like I do, it does begin to get a little tedious. Crafting hundreds, if not thousands, of the same item over and over and over. Do, be do. On bed and broke on bed. Oh, I like how when it gets down to it, it just. Sad thing is, if this was monetized, if this video was monetized, it'd probably get demonetized because I'm murdering someone. Thigh shot. And she held the wrong thigh. Well, at least I'm skilling up my blunt weapons. Alright, okay. I think I leveled up a couple times. I got 32 skill points. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Ah, that's why I didn't buy Magnum crafting. What's my gunsmithing? 90, damn. Blade crafting, archery, blunt weapons. Oh, I got 4 out of 5 in Pummel Pete. So I gotta get 60. So 2 more levels and I can buy the last one of that, which gives more good stuff. Oh, hey, you gotta go. Shotgun shells, 7.62. Yeah, Magnum rounds. Splatter gun. I could buy the second one. Sure, why not? Oh. You got concrete mixing, steel smithing. Oh yeah, in this version you can still craft springs and mechanical parts. Miner 69ers maxed. Armor smithing is not. Oh. Barter is up. Secret stash. Scavenging. Oh, I hated leveling scavenging. That Quality Joe was nice though. Survivor, which is food. Yeah, hunger degradation. I did like the idea of athletics. As you ran more, you became better at it. That was nice. Sexy T-Rex. Sexy T-Rex stamina regen was completely broken in the older versions. You didn't even need hardly any, and you'd end up getting infinite stamina super easily. It was kind of crazy, honestly. Quicker crafting, always the fixer, because things, when you repaired stuff, they degraded. Even with max fixer, it wouldn't get rid of it completely. You'd still lose a small amount, which really sucked. I was never a fan. Then again, I'm not a fan of repairing weapons and tools and stuff. I don't mind it because 7 Days does it in a fairly non-intrusive way. It's not bad. So I don't mind it too much. But most games that have, like Minecraft, oh my god, I love Minecraft, but goddamn do I hate the way they do their things. Repairing tools and weapons and armor is so aggravating in that game. And then you can only do it a limited number of times unless you get mending put on it, and that's its own thing, which if you're like a master, you can do it in like 2 hours, but I ain't no master, so. Master player, I mean. So, yeah. I absolutely... Who am I taking out? This is my brother's character. He's never played in this world or anything, but since I now have his PS5, we were gonna do this years ago, and we did. We got like 500 kills done, but it took like 3 or 4 hours. And my cousin also, who's in here, Michael, he also he helped me do some along with Moon Knight, but it was just so mind-numbingly boring. And then time passed. It's been a long time, and so since I now have his PS5, I thought, you know what? His account he only has PlayStation Plus for like another 3-ish weeks. I want to say it's like the 21st of December it runs out. And I forgot that you need a Plus account active in order to play multiplayer, so I brought his system in here finally and got it all set up. And my Plus account's been dead since like May, I think, March or April, May, something like that. So I went ahead and I paid, since I just got paid yesterday, I went ahead and activated my account today. And I figured I'd start working on this little by little, and since I haven't really been doing anything because of his unfortunate death, I just haven't been in the mood to play or do anything, so I figured I wanted to get you guys some content, even if it was like watching paint dry. I figured at the very least, you know, we could shoot the breeze and talk a little bit. I'm not gonna do this very long on stream because you see, this is literally all it is. It is the epitome of boredom. Boring. That's why the name of the stream I call this something like watching paint dry. Because basically it's all it is. I'm glad I changed the days to 2 hours. If I recall, when you turn off enemy spawning, which I did because this is all I'm going to be doing, I didn't want to have to constantly deal with zombies beating on my base. I don't think anything spawns on Horde Night. I don't remember. I've never actually skipped a Horde Night that way. In the old version, there's so many ways to skip hordes if you really don't want to fight them. Unfortunately, you couldn't. On this version, you can't just turn them off like you can in the newer versions. And I like how she doesn't even have to totally spawn in, and you can club her and kill her. Where are we at now? Oop, wrong one. 84 kills, alright. Nice thing is I've got a timer for the stream so I can gauge roughly how long it takes. We're already at a half hour and not quite at 100 kills, so oof. That's some rough math. And this is pretty much as fast as you can do it, too, because all that's holding us back is the load time, and I literally have my left hand... Oops. My left hand is on to his PS5 controller, and all I gotta do is just hit X as soon as the prompt pops up. He doesn't even fully load in. He's still doing the animation where you like, wake up or whatever, and I club him, and it counts, so... And click, there's the button, and boom. Now we just sit here and wait for the prompt on his screen to pop up. So, yep. Since I am kind of time limited, real life, I'm thinking I might do some streaming of my private world in order to get to the level 300 cap for the probably the hardest trophy you can get. It's not even hard, it's just seriously time consuming. I think I'm on day 40, late 40s? You're on PC? Awesome. PC is primarily when I play. Since the new console version is out, basically the only reason I'm doing this is because I showed it earlier, but basically the only trophy I don't have on the old version to get the platinum is the kill 2,500 other players, because the devs were retarded and decided to put 2,500 kills on the console version instead of 250 like on PC. The new console version only takes 25 player kills. And this is the only... I want that platinum. I want it. I deserve it. You have different mods, yeah. I've been playing Rebirth, and I think that's all mod-wise. Like, overhaul. I think Darkness Falls is out now. It's probably been out for a while, but I mean, when I say now, I mean, like, it wasn't out for a couple of months after 1.0's release. But I'm pretty sure Darkness Falls is out. I know Rebirth is out. I think District 0 is out. Oh, I've been playing the Wild West mod a bit. I really like the Wild West mod. What are some others? Undead Legacy still doesn't have a release date. Like Rebirth, there wasn't even an Alpha 21 version of it because the changes were so significant. I haven't played Whereas UK yet. I haven't played War of the Walkers in a couple of years, I think now. I don't think I played it since Alpha 20, maybe? I do love mods, but I'm more of a vanilla player by far. It's not even close. I have yet to find a mod that interests me remotely close to as much as vanilla. Most mods, in fact, every mod I've ever played, always has a handful of things that annoy me more than anything in vanilla. And I'm not saying vanilla's perfect, because there's a lot of stuff in vanilla that annoys me too. But not nearly as much or as often as a lot of things in modded. A lot of mods, the big overhauls, replace features in the current version with like older features that have been changed or removed. And yeah, I'm one of those people that like the old versions and all the old mechanics, most of them never really bothered me. But after they changed it and I tried the newer replacement systems, I ended up ultimately liking the replacement systems at least a little more than most of the systems they replaced. And so going back and playing them, whether it's in like the old version like this or in some of the mods, yeah. Some aren't bad, others are kind of annoying. Alright, let's eat some stew. Oh god, I'm holding the button because of the new console, or the new version. You sons of rabble. Should do it. Yep, there we go. Click the button and bonk. Oh, not close. Look how close you gotta be. Man, this is ridiculous. Unfortunately, with all the stuff going on in real life, I haven't been keeping up with any of the mods, the overhaul mods. So I don't know, like Darkness Falls, like I said, I didn't even realize it was out until some playthroughs were coming up on my YouTube feed, my main page. And because I haven't been keeping up with it, I didn't just not know that it was out. I have no idea what's changed, like what new stuff he's added. So, I'll get around to that. No, actually, I probably won't ever get around to it. 2 weeks will pass before you know it. And that, as they say, is that. Kills, aren't I? 102. So it took 34-ish minutes to get 100 kills-ish. So 100 every 32, 34 minutes. Ay. So 300 minutes for 1,000. Oh, that can't be. My mathing. 30 minutes. And yeah, 100 would be, 1,000 would be 300 minutes. What is that, 5 hours? 180 minutes is 10 hours. I don't know. I'm gonna basically be homeless after the 1st of January, so kind of hard to do content when you have no place to live, so I don't know. I mean, I'd certainly like to. One of the reasons that I haven't been streaming is because I've been trying to confirm a place to live, and I basically was able to now confirm that there's nowhere for me to go, so 5 hours is 1,000? Yeah, okay, so roughly... Well, actually, you know what? 10 hours is not nearly as bad as I thought. I could probably watch a couple of anime series and... What's an anime series? Like 3 or 4 hours for 12 episodes-ish? Yeah, I could watch a couple. I've got... God, my backlog of anime is ridiculously long. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you guys with this forever. I'm just kind of doing this because I know it's a little late, and since I know very, very, very few people are going to want to watch somebody get clubbed in the nuts over and over and over. But I feel bad because I haven't, according to Streamlabs, I haven't streamed in roughly 10 days at least. That's a long time for me. Well, not really, actually. But lately, the last several months, because his health was deteriorating so rapidly, I just didn't have the time or energy to stream often. And I don't mind. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind it. Like, Jawoodle has said many times when I watched him, he's like, when it comes to content, like what to show and what not to show when he does, like, pre-recorded videos and stuff, he's like, I always look at it as, would I watch this? And he's like, I wouldn't watch this or I wouldn't watch that, so I don't show that. And I'm like, that's actually that's a good rule of thumb. Here's the problem. I will watch paint dry. Yeah. Not like with no sound or anything, but like when it comes to like streaming at least, as long as there's, talking and that, yeah, sure, I'll watch paint dry. Don't bother me. I don't mean that literally, thank God. But yeah, I mean, like this, I could watch this as long as there's something going on, chit chat or whatever. Sure. Because the way I've always looked at things since I've been doing this is pre-recorded videos to me are more about the game or whatever the content is. Streaming to me has been more about the streamer than the game or the whatever content. Which is why I've always... I don't mind, like, when I watch Jawoodle, and I used to watch, like, Games for Kicks and stuff, I am not a person that minds if the person, whether it's a stream or a pre-recorded video, it doesn't bother me that people use, like, the video cams. Face cam, that's the word. But, for me, since that's the way I see things... I typically, I've never done it yet, and I don't ever really plan to. I don't use the face cam on pre-recorded videos, but on streams, I don't mind it, because like I said, to me, a stream is more about the person and the personality than it is the game itself. Because since you can actually talk to your audience live, or in real time and all that, I feel like the game is more secondary when it comes to streaming. Ooh, I just hit level 60, which means... Humble Pete. What is it? It's up, okay. Not that I needed to do that, but, maybe we'll murder some zombies on Horde Night with the sledge. I was trying to remember, because I haven't played this world in, jeez, I don't know how long. I believe this is my Horde base. think. Now, see, what the hell is this? I don't even remember. What is this? Oh, these were my mines. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, for some reason, everything is locked. And I don't know why. I love how fast you go up ladders. Oh, why did they change that? Yeah, I think this was my horde base. If I recall, there's no Molotovs or grenades in this version, but there is pipe bombs. So I'm pretty sure. See, like, I can't even access my stinking motor, my mini bike. If I hold the button, it honks the horn. I don't know how. Oh, there we go. Oh, now it lets me. Yeah, I put down a new land claim, but see, it's been so long since I've played this version. I don't remember. I just don't know. Oh, what are you doing? Get up here, fool! I double jumped, didn't I? Yep. There we go. That was on me. Come on, jump. Alright, get down. Take a nap. Yeah, as you can see, this is such a fantastic base, right? Come on. This is the PlayStation 4 version. This is they now call it the old console version. And then here's the new console version. For some reason they call it a beta. It makes no sense. But yeah, this is the original. As you can... Hey, why does it say I've only played for 13 minutes? Lies! It used to say 900 and something hours, because that's actually the amount that I played. But basically, yeah, I'm playing the old PS4 version. Backwards compatible on PS5. And that's because I don't own a PS4 anymore. I sold my PS4 Pro. I traded it in for a bunch of games and stuff after I bought my PS5. I got my PS5 along with my brother's here. He got his back early. He got his in December. I believe it was December, right after it came out. So it only been out like a month and a half. Not even that. It's like a month. And then I got mine like the next summer. So I think I got mine like probably about 8 months after it came out. So both of our PS5s are like they're like the launch version before they did any of the little tweaks and stuff to the system. Yeah, that's the version I'm playing, 1.18. Both mine and his versions, we never bought the disc. We own the digital. If you own the digital, that's the only version you can play. Unless you still have it from like way back before they updated, which was pre-2017, I believe. I want to say it was like September of 17 was the last update. So yeah, 1.18 is where the old console version is stuck forever. You can't even buy this version anymore digitally. If you don't own it, you can't buy it. It was delisted from the store a few days before the new console version came out back in July. I believe it was July 25th, and I believe it was around July 20th or so they delisted it. You have the disc, yeah. So you could play the original version with no updates if you wanted. I heard it was... I never played... I bought it a couple of months after it released, so they'd already done most of the big bug fixes by then. But I remember reading like early reviews and stuff that the launch version before updates was horrendously bugged. Or buggy, I should say. But yeah, by the time I played, a couple of updates had already launched. And I never had any issues that weren't fairly common. Like, sometimes the game still crashes randomly and stuff. It's not super often for me. I heard the Xbox version was way worse. I don't know if that's true. I'm not an Xbox guy. But that's what that's what I've read online. Apparently the same is kind of true for the new console version. Apparently the Xbox Series versions have some issues that the PlayStation 5 versions haven't, or version hasn't. But I don't know how true that is. Thomas, one of my regulars, um, he bought this. He bought a Series X literally just for this game, and he said he hasn't had any super bad issues or anything. Just the common ones that most people seem to be having. So I do know that the Series S version, the gimped version of the Series consoles, you can only play like two-player co-op, or maybe it was three. Because the current co-op on the new version, the new console version, you can only play 4-player. And that's going to go up once they release the next major update, which supposedly is going to have cross-play and some other stuff. Personally, I'm not interested in crossplay because I don't play multiplayer, but I am super psyched for those that are interested, because you'll be able to play on any platform, PC, PS5, or the Xbox Series, and you'll be able to play with anybody from any version. And the rumor is, there's no confirmation one way or the other, but the rumor is anybody that plays on console that cross-plays with PC that has like an overhaul mod installed, supposedly you'll be able to play with them, but I genuinely don't see that happening. I think like some mods, like simple stuff like stack sizes and stuff, maybe, but I genuinely don't see like the large overhaul mods being... yeah. I don't see the overhaul mods being cross-play like that. And it's just because the consoles just can't handle it. It sucks, I agree. But, you know, reality is what it is. There's a reason why the new console version's not on the old consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's because the systems just can't handle it. I mean, they can do anything. It's just the game would be so horrendously downgraded that it would not be an enjoyable experience. As it is, apparently there's concerns from the Fun Pimps. They've said themselves that it's possible that someday there may be features that added that aren't available on console or that are different than PC. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but if they've said it, then that means there's a possibility. I'm hoping that never happens, but you know what? Even if it does, the game is so awesome. I can still play. I can still enjoy it. I don't care. I'm not... a lot of that stuff just doesn't bother me that much. I mean, even through Alpha 21, which was the last version on PC before the current one, the 1.0, I would still occasionally go back and play the old console version, which is 7 or 8 years old at this point, like 7 years, I think. I mean, this version doesn't have electricity. It doesn't have any of the extra vehicles. Yeah, they did say, the Fun Pimp said when they first announced the new console version was in development, they said that they were going to try to make it backwards compatible with the old systems, but they unfortunately, and anybody with half a brain knew that it's not that it was impossible, but it was extremely unlikely. When you see how the game ran on like even moderately decent PCs, it was pretty obvious that it just wasn't going to be able to run on the old systems. It's a shame, but I'm glad that they didn't like keep trying to push to get it to work and water the game down. They tried, they realized that it just wasn't realistic, and so they went ahead and they were honest about it. They said, like, we're sorry, we couldn't get it to work, and if you want to play it, you gotta play it on the new systems. It sucks, but you know, the cliche, it is what it is. Resident Evil 4 Remake crashes the PS4. Yeah. Honestly, I know one of the positives of Sony, and I think Microsoft does it too still, but one of the positives of, like, since the PlayStation 3 era, which is my least favorite era of consoles, sadly, is Sony was always big on supporting the systems well after they basically moved on to the next gen, or they simply stopped making those consoles. And that's really admirable. I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad they didn't just simply. I know with the 360, Microsoft pretty much just abandoned it the minute the Xbox One came out. Not entirely, but from what I remember, they dropped a lot of support and they just like stopped releasing games and they moved on. Which and there's nothing wrong with that. But from what I've seen, or not what I've seen, but the way Sony's done it, I do like it, but I do feel that we're still, I think for the most part, PS4 development game development's over-ish, but I really think like at least a year plus ago they should have just stop making cross generation games. Just I know it's a huge audience and all that, but it just like when the new systems first come out, there's not that much compromise to making releasing it on both systems. But after like 2 or 3 years of the new ones being out, and they start getting used to the new hardware, and they try to, they actually start pushing it a little bit, making it cross-gen, not always, but often, it holds back the development of the current gen at that time. And I really think that most companies should have moved on from the PS4 gen at least a year or so ago. And it sucks because it has hurt development of some games. Not all, but some. And sadly, that's the main reason now why I pretty much buy everything on PC. Since I have a pretty decent PC, I just don't want to deal with the low frame rates and primarily just the low frame rates. I mean, we've got all this power and we still can't get above 30 frames. I mean, really? How many games release now and they can't even get, forget 60 frames, they can't even hit frickin' 30 frames. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like, how about not working so much on these fancy, graphical updates and such, and just get the damn game to run stable? If they did crap like that, we wouldn't need these mid-gen refreshes like the Pros and stuff. When they first announced the PS4 Pro, I was super excited. I bought it like, I don't even think it was a month after or so after it released, I bought the PS4 Pro. And man, to say I was disappointed. They made it, the games will run better and, companies are going to release patches to take advantage of it. No, they didn't. I shouldn't say no, they didn't, but when the few companies that seemed to say the upgrades were disappointing is very true. And a lot of companies just didn't bother releasing up patches and stuff. So very few games overall took advantage of the PS4 Pro upgrade. And the PS4 Pro was the same price as the original PS4, because by then the PS4 had dropped in price. So it didn't even cost more than the original PS4. So okay, it wasn't a half bad deal. I think it had a bigger hard drive and stuff, but the extra power upgrade, ultimately, it was a wash. It didn't really make any difference. And then when they announced the PS5 Pro, I was I was already. I mean, if I had the money and all the money in the world, sure, I'd get it. Just because it is more powerful. But I'm not gonna lie, I have like zero hype or interest in it on its own, just because the fact that Sony doesn't. I don't want to say they should have to force every dev to like make pro upgrades, but it's like, yeah, like this game. This game if it had an actual pro upgrade, I can imagine the game would definitely, the frame rate at the very least, I'm sure they could even it out and make it better, but they won't. And I don't blame them. There's no reason to. I mean, at least on their end. Because that would mean they'd have to split development. They'd have to spend time making upgrades for a version of the console that not many people even have. So then it's like, well, now we're wasting resources that we could be devoting towards the base game. So yeah, the whole mid-gen refresh, I was hyped at first, but after seeing the actual results, I was not impressed. And then with the, what is it, like $200 extra price tag for the PS5 Pro? No, not happening. Sadly, I'm just not interested. 164 kills in 55 minutes. Yeah, I don't know why this has slowed down so much. Have I not been... Have I been running my mouth and not hitting that button every time when it comes up? I don't feel like I have, but maybe. We ain't gonna get no 35 kills in 5 minutes. Oh, never mind, it wasn't 30 minutes. It was like 34 minutes, 33 minutes. So 10 minutes, yeah, we'll probably be pretty close. I have to admit, it's kind of hard to pay attention. Hmm, 2200, so it is nightfall. Come on. Oop, hitting the wrong button. Been doing this for almost an hour. Nicole's treasure map. I think I'd have to make a whole new... .3 kilometers? Where is that? Oh, so it's actually not... Oh, hell, I could just take the road straight there. That's not bad. Problem is, I think I have to remake my mini bike because for some reason I can't use mine. Wonder if maybe it's one of the settings I changed. Who knows? I had to destroy all my boxes, the first layer or whatever. They were locked and I couldn't unlock them. So I had to smash them once to gain access to them, which was silly. I don't remember. The only thing I can think of is maybe the land claim expired. But I don't even remember if that's a thing on this version. This was originally a POI. I actually overtook it. It was at a... Yeah, you can see it was one of the buildings at a four-way. Doo-be-doo-be-doo, be-doo-be-doo. Come on. I eliminated him. Definitely wish I had a turbo controller. Not for me, but for the second PS5. Bleak. Oh. 59 minutes. Took me the better part of an hour to get this even running. Couldn't get his character to, or his account to join my world. It kept giving me error. At first, it didn't do anything. I was like, I would send an invite to his account and nothing happened. Then I finally did, and it said there was an error. Then when I tried to, it said there was a multiplayer error or something. And it was like, what the hell? Then I got it running, and I had to relog, and when I did, then it wouldn't join again. I was like, really? So I don't want to log out on either account because as soon, or world or whatever, because every time I did, I ended up having to restart the system, and just tells you how buggy the multiplayer was on these. For a little bit, I was beginning to wonder if maybe it just didn't work anymore. But I was like, no, there's no servers for this version. This is a peer-to-peer. So shouldn't the fact that the game's not developed shouldn't make any difference because there was never any servers dedicated to it. Speak. And down you go. Yeah, man, this is putting me to sleep. Only like, what, 10% of the way, roughly? 183 kills? Yeah. Probably around 10%-ish. I know we went over 500, but I don't remember how far. I mean, it was 8 years ago now. 7 years ago. No, it was later than that. It was probably around 2018, maybe. I don't know. Oh, well, actually, I can see when I got the other trophies. Yeah, December 31st. What the hell? New Year's Eve of 2017, so yeah. Been like 7 years. Ish. It was a long time ago. Man, things were so different back then. I don't even want to imagine how much slower it is to load on the actual PS4. It's probably like anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds longer to load. The amount of extra time that would add to this, oh, that's crazy. Maybe that's why it seemed to take so long to get 500 in, because we were playing, obviously that was way before the PS5 even was probably barely in development at that point. And if I recall, I had a Pro, but he didn't at that time. So yeah, the load times were probably significantly longer for each death. Plus, we were taking each other out too. He was killing me, I was killing him, because we were trying to get the trophies for both of us, but it just takes too long. Kind of feel bad, but yeah, I really am considering what I'm doing. Don't know how long I'm gonna do this for, but if it's only about 10 hours-ish, as long as I'm actually paying attention and keep hitting the button when it comes up, 10 hours ain't bad. I should be able to do that in the next 2 weeks or so. 2 weeks will come and go before you even realize it. Definitely glad I set up a third monitor. The only thing I'm worried about is the tripping the power breaker. I've got my computer, the monitor for that, a 43-inch 4K TV, 2 PlayStation 5s, and then a third monitor, all running at the same time. I think as long as I don't play anything that's super intensive and causing the PS5s to draw a lot of power, it should be fine. We've been going for an hour yet, or so far, and no tripping the breaker just yet. I bet you if I loaded up well, that's true, because I gotta do that. I gotta load up the new console version on both of these and get 25 kills. I think it'll be alright. I think what I'll do is I'll load up his system. No, I can't. Never mind. It's peer-to-peer. I was thinking I could load up his system on the world, get it to where I am, and then load it up. That way the systems aren't both running at the same time, but duh. It's peer-to-peer, there's no server, so I have to be logged into my account, or on my system, and invite him to even get him to the world. Well, I guess it'll be fine. 25 kills won't take long. It'll take longer for me to run his character to wherever I am than that. In fact, I may just run my character to it since I'll have a gyro. Actually, I don't think I have a gyro in that world yet. But it's probably, yeah, it'll definitely be way faster to just run to him. For 25 kills, that won't take long. Goldenrod tea, back when it was the best drink in the game. At this point, red tea, I think red tea made you cooler, but it didn't give you the efficient digestion wasn't a thing in this version. I think they added that in Alpha 17, maybe 18. I think it was 17. Now you get, I always drink red tea for the efficient digestion, so you don't get hungry as quickly, and then I upgrade to pure mineral water once I find that book. This should not be as fun as it is. Have you tried? Oh no. I don't know how I missed that. Apparently I missed one of the things Mark typed. I don't even think you can get, I don't even think there is a disc version of the new console version. I think it's digital only. It seems to be becoming more and more common. Companies just aren't making physical discs for a lot of games, and yet they keep charging full price. I mean, they shouldn't like charge half price or anything, but they should give us some kind of discount for buying a digital version. I mean, even if it's only like $5, I'll take it. You're saving something making them digital only. A49. Zombie kills, player kills, game stage. Oh. Score, 1161, okay. Yeah, I think that's game stage. So 1100, that's not that high in this version. I'm pretty sure at this version of the console, pretty sure they had gotten rid of the reset on Horde Nights. On the older versions, each Horde Night would get harder through day 49, and then starting with day 56, the difficulty would go back to what it used to be. In this version, yes, Goldenrod tea is the best drink. It gives you the most wellness, and it cures dysentery still like it does in the new one. But red tea will actually make you cooler. And hey, Thomas. And in this version, it doesn't have the same, it has a different hot and cold system, so you can actually get too cold and freeze if you drink red tea. So nobody made red tea. Unless you were like in the desert and you were getting hot. This right here, I'm in the plains biome, which is why it's that like nasty brownish yellow color. This isn't the desert, this is the plains. They got rid of that in Alpha 17. Yep, this is the old console version. As you can see, I'm on the PlayStation 5. Old console, new console. I finally got my brother's system in here and set it up. And since I got paid yesterday, I went ahead and spent the $10 to get 1 month of Plus on my account. His Plus account expires in like mid-December, mid to late December. It's like the 20th, I think, something like that. I forget when I canceled it how much was left. I canceled his Final Fantasy 14 sub and they were both around the same time, so I don't remember which one was which. One was like the 15th, the other was like the 21st. But I was kind of in a daze when I did all that stuff. It was like 2 days after he passed, and my sister-in-law was very, very adamant about me canceling it because we didn't know when they were going to come up and we didn't want to be charged. Yep, basically I'm just doing the platinum. I want to get the last trophy, which is the kill 2,500 players. I've been wanting to get this trophy for God knows how many years. We started working on it apparently back in late 2017, early 2018. Along with it was me, my brother, Michael, who's in here now, my cousin, and then Moon Knight. The four of us were playing multiplayer, and then Michael, my brother, and I were we were killing each other over and over. We were taking turns killing each other. But it was taking so long. I think we only did like one session of it, basically, and it was like 3 to 4 hours, somewhere in that time. I want to say it was about 3.5 hours. And I got 500 kill, the 500 kill achievement. I don't remember if either of them did. But, yeah, we were like, oh, we'll do this over time. And then, yeah, we never did. Every time we thought about it, I was like, God, that's going to take so many hours. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But, with the new console version coming out, I was trying to get him to buy it. So, because he really likes the game, but when he played on Steam, and it was a really crappy version. Or, not the version of the game, the computer, the laptop. He was playing on he was playing on my old computer, and it was so out of date, it ran awful. And then, he played it on the PS4 quite a bit. Well, it's bad, but I guess that is life. Part of the reason I haven't been making content lately and stuff. I didn't release any episodes this week. And I wasn't going to stream, and I was like, well, I've been wanting to do this, and I got paid yesterday. When the first falls on a weekend, I get paid the Friday morning before. So I got paid yesterday. Well, I guess technically it's the day before yesterday. So, well, basically I was able to confirm that there's nowhere I can go, so officially I'll be homeless as of January 1st. But I'm going to run out of money way before then. I might make it 2 weeks. Might. Just having to put gas in the truck took about 1/3 of my food income for the month, so oh well. My other brother, he keeps telling me, oh, you should stream and play and get your mind off things. I'm like, that ain't gonna fucking happen. So, pretty much just been sleeping and eating and sleeping, and I only eat when I start to get sick, and it's like, I don't even care. Whatever. So I've been wanting to do this, and I brought his system in here a couple days ago, but then I was like, oh, I'm going to do this today, and then realized that you need Plus to do it, and my Plus had been out since like May or something. So when I got paid yesterday, I was like, you know what? I can finally set this up. So I set it up not yesterday, a little while ago. I finally was like, oh, I could do that. Because I've been sitting here for half the day today, like, it snowed today, which that always makes me happy. It didn't cover the roads, it only covered, like, the grass and stuff, so I was like, yeah, snow, I love snow. I know I'm like a child, but I love snow. I don't like driving in it, but I do love watching it. So I was watching the snow, and then I finally remember, I looked over and I saw his PS5 sitting there, I was like, oh! I was like, I got paid, I can pay the $10 for Plus, and so a little while ago, I finally logged in on my system and activated it. And I thought, you know what? I'll stream it. I know it's, boring as watching paint dry, but Oh, don't worry about it, Thomas. This was inevitable. It was going to happen one day. I made it 44 years. I don't consider that bad. Well, I didn't want to go this far, but see, I like it cool. I don't like it like when I was younger. I loved it cold, but now, not so much. Because my diabetes and all that. I feel the cold more than I did years when I was younger. But it's not. I mean, it's like I think it's around. I think it's in the upper 20s maybe right now. It's not. I mean, that's cold, but it's not that bad. And I don't think there's like heavy wind or anything, so it's okay. Don't get me wrong. I ain't taking my fat butt outside. I'm sitting right here in my comfy chair with the heat on. I ain't going outside. Screw that. But I winterized the truck. I put the heat in the truck, and I put gas in it because it was pretty much on fumes. I think I got like 5/8 of a tank. I just couldn't bear to part with any more money. I'm not going to be going anywhere, so don't really need much gas. I want to go shopping, but unfortunately, it was Black Friday today, or yesterday. So I waited till the afternoon, and surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. I was pleasantly surprised. I know Black Friday's dropped off a lot in recent years because of Amazon and stuff and the Cyber Monday and online deals. So it probably was really awful when they first opened, but they do. I've looked at all that stuff. HUD was gutted about 7 years ago, and it was already underfunded, and COVID and inflation, everything. Yeah, the list is so long they won't even take any more people on the list, and even if they did, it can take 6 months to a year plus, and I only got a couple of weeks. So I've spent the last several. I've spent a lot of time. I've researched every avenue, every possibility. There's none. So, cliche, it is what it is. Oh. And what are we at? I keep going too far. I'm so used to going over here to see kills. 239 deaths, damn. So I guess I can do that. Yep, 237. I never cared for Black Friday, but when you never have worked your entire life and you have no money, and you have to depend on your parents or whatever to buy you stuff, Black Friday never held much of an appeal to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I always loved the idea of deals and stuff, but like if I had money, I probably would have bought No, I don't. I wouldn't mind getting. I kind of want to get a new video card, but the 4080 is really not that much of an upgrade. And since this game on PC is more CPU bound than GPU, it wouldn't really make any. I mean, when I upgraded from the 2080 to the 3080, I noticed literally no difference in frame rate. And it's because the nuts and bolts of this game is bound to your CPU, not GPU. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to have done like some Black Friday shopping since my problem is that, anxiety and all that. I wouldn't go to Black Friday deals in person anyway. What card? It's the Giant Midget bought it for me, and then he got a super good deal on it. Oh. That's weird. The comment looks like it disappeared. The video card that I've got is it's an EVGA. It's the RTX 3080. It's the Ultra Gaming for the Win, or FTW. It's one of the best 3080s you can get. Giant Midget paid $920 for it, and that was back during the massive scalper issues, where it was. I heard you just answer it, so I got rid of. Oh, okay, yeah, it's when the day that it arrived in the mail, I checked how much it was going for from the scalpers on eBay and stuff. Several of them had just sold for $2,200. So if I really wanted to, I could have. I paid $900 for it. I could have put it right back up and made more than double my money back. First of all, that would be a real dick thing to do to somebody that, you know, went out of their way to get me the card at cost. Second of all, I wanted the card. So, no, I'm super happy with it. It's good. I think, well, originally the plan was I was going to upgrade to the 50 series when it eventually came out, but it's not going to happen now, so. I've heard that the new Intel processors are like a complete mess. They're like, they're just having lots of problems with them. It's like, oh, wonderful. I'm not big on AMD. AMD's okay, but eh. For some reason, AMD processors don't work well with this game, unless you get the very, very high end, which I guess that's what I would get, or try to. But then I'd have to swap boards again. It's like, which I probably would have to do anyway, because my board doesn't support DDR5 RAM, it only supports DDR4. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Thomas. When I bought the video card, I was at the height of the video card scalping. So yeah, the fact that Giant Midget was able to get it and this card that he sold me, he got on the list when they first, you know, they first took pre-orders, and it took like 6 months or whatever for them to actually get it to him. And by then he'd already bought a replacement one that was better. They are, but that's not the issue. There's no processor or card that works perfect on everything. They each have games and such that they do better at. Oop. No, don't do that. And this game, apparently, if you want to run it like at high settings and stuff, AMD, again, unless you get the really good AMD processors, this game doesn't do that well on AMD. I know, because I had 2 AMD processors, and it ran alright, but it started really struggling. And then as soon as I switched to the Intel, no problems. Well, that's not true, but it ran infinitely better. And at least the first processor I had when I built this computer was the best you could buy at the time. It was the best Intel you could buy, or AMD you could buy. Yeah, pre-builts are, if you don't want to mess with putting stuff together, then pre-builts are absolutely the way to go. You definitely won't save money if you want something decent. Well, see, I say decent, but I have higher expectations than the average person. I'm a fan of overkill. Like, for this game, excuse me. For this game, a 3080 is really overkill for this game. A 2080 is more than sufficient. I want to say it was Guns, Nerds, and Steel. He built a new computer probably I don't think it was quite a year ago, but it was many months ago now. And he bought the 4090, you know, like, that's like a $2,000 video card, if, you know, unless you get it at MSRP, which is very hard. He got like the best of the best, max RAM, blah blah blah, the fast of the fat, and he's like, and the game still runs like crap in some spots, like in cities and stuff. It still drops below 60 frames, and I'm like, yeah, if your video card is more than most people's computer, yeah, Pentium 5s don't exist. You're talking about Pentium 4. I actually would. I wonder if they ever would have made a Pentium 5. I don't think so. The Pentium 5 basically is the Core 2 Duo and Core 2 Quad? I forget. But yeah, if you had a Pentium, that was a long time ago. I don't even remember when they stopped making the Pentium 4s. Late 2000s, maybe? I had, when my first computer that I built in October of 2010, I ended up getting a Core 2 Quad, Oh, it was the 90s. Oh, God, yeah, then it definitely wasn't a Pentium 4. The Pentium 4 didn't come out until after 2000. You know what? I shouldn't say that because I genuinely don't remember. But I don't think the Pentium 4s were out in the 90s. Could have been. My first computer that my parents bought me when I was 18 or so, it was a Celeron, which I could have gotten a better one, but my other brother, the one that's still alive, he uh he went with us and I wasn't happy about it, and he started complaining about how my parents were buying me, an expensive computer and I didn't need it and everything, and so I wasn't able to get the computer that I really wanted at the time, but compared to what I had, it was really good. It was quite a jump from what I was using at the time. What are we looking at? 263. Woo! An eighth-ish of the way there. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, that trophy's just going to suddenly pop up at some point. I don't... I know I've got the 500 trophy, so... somewhere between 1 and 2,000 kills. IBM on... oh, yeah, dial-up. I was into computers so much then that... because obviously dial-up, it took up your phone line. My parents actually bought a second phone line just for me. And it only went to my bedroom and my thing, so I actually had my own phone line and also obviously my own internet, which was really, I mean, at the time it was like super sweet. Used to take so long to download videos and stuff. Here's the funny thing. I've been wanting to get fiber for God knows how many years. And there's a company called Gateway Fiber that's been advertising heavily in my area for the last like year or two. And we've even seen their trucks literally at the entrance to our subdivision laying the new fiber cable. And I've even seen billboards on the highway right at my house saying, Gateway Fiber, order now. And I keep checking and nothing. Well, then, unbeknownst to me, I've got Spectrum, which is basically cable internet. And about a year or two ago, I started having trouble with the 10 megabit upload speed. I wasn't getting that, so I started having issues with my streams briefly where people were having issues trying to watch it because I wasn't getting the bit rate that I was supposed to be getting. So I paid an extra $20 a month to get, basically it doubled. It went from 10 megabits upload to 20. And then this past October, last month, well, technically, okay, whatever, it's December 1st, but you know what I mean. It was early October. They may have like set it in a mail or something, but they, without, to my knowledge, telling us, they upgraded our upload speed, and I didn't even know cable could do this. They uploaded it to fiber speed, which means synchronous upload and download. So I went from, I think we had like 500 megabit download and 20 megabit upload. I now get 650 up and down. My videos, when I uploaded them, or when I upload them, they used to take anywhere from 45 minutes to about an hour and a half. They take 47 seconds. And of course, as soon as that happens, I end up being fucking homeless and won't be able to take advantage of it. But at least I got to see what it was like to have fiber. And that's not even the gigabit up and down. It was a Pentium 166. The first computer my father bought was a Pentium 200, and then there was a problem with it. He returned it and ended up getting a 233. And the number stands for the megahertz, so it was a 166 megahertz. It's pretty much similar to what I had. I think my dad bought it in 96 or 97. So around the same time as that one. It was $2,000. But it was also a pretty good computer. But I'm not really sure how good that was back then because I didn't really know much about it. I mean, I was 16. 16 or 17, I didn't know anything about computers at the time. Oh, yeah, Pentium 166. Yeah, ours was a 200, and then we got it. We had it a couple days, and there was something wrong with it, so my brother took it back. And I don't remember how or why, but they upgraded it, so it was a I think it was a 233. So it was slightly faster. It's pretty cool. I love that computer. I had that computer for a long time. It was the family computer, but my brothers weren't interested in it. They used it a little bit, but it was primarily mine. It was my dad's work computer, so only let us use it for schoolwork. Oh, that's cool. I can't even tell you why my dad bought that computer. I didn't ask for it. He just bought it. I have no idea why. He and my mother never really used it, so I genuinely don't know why they did. I never did schoolwork really or anything on it. Like I said, he bought it. I want to say he bought it in like '97, so I was almost out of high school at that point. Man, that computer was awesome. I like my current computer. It's pretty nice. I wouldn't mind getting a better one, but they're really, I mean, mine already pretty much plays most games at max or near max settings, so the cost to upgrade or replace anything, it's pretty much diminishing returns at this point. That's why I pretty much decided, since I couldn't buy a 40 series video card and I wasn't going to buy a 14th gen Intel, or 13th or 14th gen, supposedly the board I've got will support up to 15th gen Intel. But the problem is the RAM is only DDR4 and I'd like to upgrade it, but the board itself is supposedly going to be good through the 15th gen Intel, and it's currently got a 12th gen 12700K. And since I couldn't get a 40 series, I decided that pretty much I was going to wait and get a 50 series, and then I'd probably upgrade the board and all that at once, but schools' computers wouldn't read the floppy disk because it was Apple. Oh, God, yeah. Apple and PC. I remember I took programming with applications in high school. I want to say my sophomore year? Maybe it was my junior year. And we used the old Macintrashes. But we all called them because they were trash. They were terrible. They're obviously pretty good now, but back then they were terrible. They were like the crappiest computers. They were Macs, the all-in-one. Which, I mean, if you don't really know or care a lot about computers, the all-in-ones were kind of nice. Monitor and everything all in one. Oop, wrong button. It really made setting them up and stuff way easier. I mean, Windows isn't perfect. It's got a lot of issues. Every operating system does, but people are like, oh, why don't you switch to Linux or this or that? Yeah, you know why? Because they fucking suck at playing games. You gotta pray the game you're interested in it works on it, which most don't. And if they do, they have nothing but issues, and you gotta troubleshoot and not interested. So Windows it is. I'm not a fan of a lot of the things Windows, kind of changed to in the last several years, but to me, it's better than the alternatives. I don't want to deal with crap like dual booting, so you can use Windows for some things and all that. That's too much work, and I'm just not that into it. Windows may suck, but it does what I need it to do, so I'm content. 290. We're getting there. I mean, hell, my current computer doesn't even have a physical media drive. It doesn't have a DVD or Blu-ray drive on it. It's just got the USBs, and that's pretty much it. In fact, the case that I bought for it, I didn't even think about, because when I built this, I had no intention of adding a media drive, like a disc media drive or anything. But I just realized like a year or two ago when I was looking, I was like, you know what? This thing, it does not have any spaces, any place to actually install a disc drive of any kind. The entire front is one solid plastic piece with two like 200 millimeter fans or whatever. I mean, it takes the entire front of the case up, so it's like, yeah, there's literally nowhere I could even install a media drive if I wanted to, which I don't. And since and the main reason I didn't is because I wanted to buy PC games physically, but PC games pretty much don't come. You don't get a disc anymore. Now you just get a code to download it from Steam. Another reason I hate Steam. I bought Duke Nukem Forever but was it like 2011, I think it was? And I bought it at GameStop. God, I hate GameStop too. I bought it there because I wanted a physical disc. And imagine my surprise when I bought it, and it was a case and everything. I brought it home and opened it, and I was like, are you kidding me? There was no disc in it. It was just a code to download it on Steam. And I'm like, and that's another thing. At the time, I really hated Steam, and I was like, I thought I'd be able to not have to use Steam. Nope. I was told you have to use an external drive. Yeah, they've got external drives and stuff, USB and all that. But I haven't bought CDs or DVDs. I don't buy movies. I haven't bought a movie in like 10 plus years. I don't own any sort of TV. I don't own I don't have a Netflix. I don't have cable TV, satellite. I literally only have YouTube. That's for the last like 8 or 9 years. That's all I've watched is YouTube. My brother and sister-in-law, for years after we started living together, after our parents passed, I had a DVR, so but I would record stuff, and I never watched anything. I just wasn't interested in it. So eventually, I was like, we're paying all this money for this stupid box for me, and I never used it. So I finally just said, nah, just get rid of it. Save the money. Stupid to even bother keeping it. Which is what we did. And so since I don't use any of the streaming apps or anything like that, all I need is just internet access, and I am good to go. I looked at the idea of living in the car, in my truck, and I was like, okay, maybe I could make that work. And I know there's my cousin, Michael, the one who, I don't know if he's still in here, he probably is. He had a cell phone-based internet service. I was like, I could do that. Unfortunately, it's not available in our area. Although I guess technically if I'm living in my truck, I can just go anywhere I want. But, yeah. I thought about it. Plus, it's like way cheaper than our cable. Of course, it's nowhere near as fast. The upload, I think, is only around what it was before for me, like 20 megabits. Which is fine. PC games, let's see. I've got World of Warcraft, the first, like, 4 expansions on disc. I've got Final Fantasy 14 for the PS4 on disc. I've got San Andreas also on disc for PC. I've also got Grand Theft Auto 4. I originally bought it on PS3, but then years later I bought it on PS4 or PC so I could mod it, and man, I loved modding that game. There were so many cool mods. And then I think that's mostly it. I can get a hotspot, but that's complicated because I'm currently getting my phone service is coming through my niece. It's complicated. And she wants her phone back, so, or not phone, she wants the line back because she's got 4 kids and her eldest daughter is about to get a cell phone and stuff. The situation is unfortunately not straightforward. And my phone, because I bought Apple, I listened to my niece and should not have done that. The battery's going out on it, and now it's having issues. And of course, I can't afford to buy a new phone. Can't even afford the phone I got. It won't charge anymore through the wireless charging. It only will charge if I plug it in with the US. Well, it's a lightning cable or whatever. So at least it still charges. It just won't charge wireless, which sucks. He tried to play it on his PS2, didn't know it was PC. Yeah. San Andreas. Fantastic. 309. Hour and 40 minutes, 309. Yeah, that's not bad. So, yeah. Pretty much just sitting here, counting down the clock. Thought I'd do a little bit more streaming. I might stream, like I said, my console version, the new console version. World, my private world where I'm trying. I decided that's the best idea to hit level 300 in order to get that trophy. And I just bumped up the XP to 300%. Well, what I'll probably end up doing is get the government phone. The government phone has a plan similar to what I've got. The problem is the $50 a month. As I said, I've already got like a $200 to $300 shortfall where I can't make it to the end of the month. My brother was covering for me, but he's now gone, so. My sister-in-law didn't know that, and she wanted to continue living with me, and I was like, I can't. What she didn't know is that my brother was giving me a couple $100 a month. Basically, I would pay him at the beginning of the month the amount when I got paid, and then because every month it's partially because of inflation and the truck payment and all that, I couldn't afford it. So he wasn't telling her that I couldn't afford it. He was basically just giving me back quite a bit of the money near the end of the month when I would run out of money. The only reason I made it through November was because I got paid a couple of days early, and I basically went like the last week and a half without eating for like 30 plus hours each time. It was not pleasant. I wouldn't recommend it. But I finally made it to yesterday, so. She also took me out to eat once or twice, and then she gave me some money I didn't want to borrow, but I had no choice. This month it's going to be way worse. I'm not going to make it anywhere near as far. This month I had to put gas in the car, and yeah, it's not good. I figure about 2 weeks is all I've got. I'll be fine. Nothing I can do about it. This thing's almost down to half durability. Yes, it's still funny. Wow, it's only 6:50 a.m. Man, that 2 hours makes a big difference. Damn. 2 hour in-game days. I don't know how people play 2 hour in-game days. That's just too long for me. They used to have a 90-minute day option. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't ever mess with the game day length. Doesn't even finish the animation wiping off his brow, and down on the ground he goes. It's technically Sunday now. Everybody's closed. I miss all the stores being 24 hours around me. Buy pretty much anything you need, any time of the day or night. Nope. Stupid COVID. Sledgehammer and the blunderbuss. Yeah, the blunderbuss was interesting. I remember when they talked about getting rid of the blunderbuss, people were like, "Oh no, don't do that!" And then they added the pipe shotgun. I never used the blunderbuss much, but it had its uses. But I will say the pipe shotgun, I don't know if it's worse, but it feels way worse. The pipe shotgun's gotten me killed so many times, I won't even use it anymore. I scrap or chuck it underground. I'd rather just throw the shotgun shells at them. Less chance of me dying. The only thing that's 24 hours here is like one McDonald's, gas stations, obviously. Some gas stations. And a White Castle. I think that's pretty much it. Everybody else is closed. Oh, there's a Walgreens. There is one Walgreens nearby that's 24 hours. But I live in a city of like over 100,000 people, so well, not everything, but pretty much everything was 24 hours. You could pretty much get any food you wanted any day, any time. Walmart was 24 hours, which is pretty much the only place I shop because it's the only place I can afford, and I can't even afford it. But yeah, and like I said, because of my anxiety disorders and all that stuff, the only time I ever went shopping was like in the middle of the night when there was nobody there. Now I can basically only go shopping when they first open at 6 a.m. because I can quickly get in, get my stuff, and get out. Because I can't do lines, I don't like people. And now they're talking about getting rid of the self-checkout, which I know a lot of people hate them, but I can't stand cashiers. They're so slow. And they want to talk. And they want to, no, just ring my shit up and let me go. And I always get stuck behind people that just want to flap their gums. It's like, no, I'm not here to talk about your life story. I want to go. Ring my stuff up and let's go. It's become a pet peeve of mine. I think if they get rid of the self-checkouts, I'm going to have to go to the buy and deliver it at home or whatever, which I don't like that service either. I don't trust people. There's so many people that scam that crap. I don't trust it, but I may not have a choice because I just cannot deal with people. I get so frustrated sometimes I just leave the shit and leave. I can't deal with it. When I was young, I wanted to live like out in the country and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I read an article recently where Walmart announced where they were getting rid of self-checkouts, and Missouri was one of the ones on the list. They're phasing them out in areas, and I don't know if my particular area is, but they did mention Missouri. I was like, no, that's gonna suck so bad. Well, I guess it's irrelevant now. It's never gonna have to worry about that, so it doesn't really matter, but I was concerned about that for a long time. It's like everything. Small towns have their charm, just like big towns, cities do. But I definitely, when I was younger, wanted to live out. But now, nope. I'm a city boy. I couldn't. I can't be that far from a grocery store or food or games. I just couldn't do it. I lived at my grandmother's, where my cousin Michael here lives, and it's like 10 miles to the nearest town. And when I lived there for about a month, I went and got fast food, and by the time I got home, it was cold because the drive was so long. I was like, yeah. See, I used to shop at night, but I can't anymore because they're closed. There's some companies that still do 24 hours, but Walmart is not one of them. So it's like, yep. I cannot tell you how much aggravation and anxiety that has caused me in the last 3 years or whatever it's been. So, yep. I mean, I can go during the day, which sometimes I have to go shopping, but man, I'm telling you, when I do, I get so wound up before I even get there. Because I always have problems. Always. My brother would be like, you can't have that many problems. Then he started going with me and it happened, and he's like, are you shitting me? He's like, this happens all the time? I go, oh yeah. He would go with me every once in a while, and he'd be like, dude, really? This really happens this often? Oh yeah. He was genuinely surprised. He's like, I can't believe this happens to you all the time. Oop, I did not mean to eat raw meat. You are an idiot, sir. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, he was very surprised. I can't tell you how many times there's something been on sale and I go to get it and it's like, nope, it's not on sale. I'm like, dude, I literally have the thing right here. Don't care. I'm like, let me talk to a manager. They bring the manager over. Nope, can't do it. I'm like, are you? But then my brother does it and they give it to him. My niece does it. They give it to him. They do it for everybody else, but for me, nope. They didn't believe me until they went with me and they saw it firsthand. They're like, this really? They're like, I've never seen this. Never. I've never seen this happen. You have now. And they wonder why I just give up. I don't even try anymore. If there's any kind of thing, like my niece used to go and sometimes Walmart would mislabel something and she'd go up and she'd raise a fit and they'd give it to her for that, whatever that price was. And nope, I tried it. I even tried it in front of her one time and she was like, are you kidding? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'd have gotten that so easily. You ate glass by accident. I've done that once, but I knew what would happen if I did. I was trying to throw it out and I accidentally ate it. I hit the wrong hotkey. Whoops. Come on. Respawn and right. I was wondering. Oh, I forgot empty jars. Yeah, see, empty jars never bothered me, but now that we don't have them, I actually prefer it that way. I'm a weird one. I'm a weird one, Mr. Grinch. So yeah, I gave up on that kind of stuff years ago. And it's not just like limited to that, it's anything and everything. It's all aspects of life. Anything I do, I always assume there's going to be a problem. When I go to the DMV to get my license renewed or whatever, there's not always, but like it's at least a 50-50 chance. Everybody around me, friends, family, like, dude, no. They're like, that does not happen. Yeah, bullshit. Stick around, it'll happen. And every time it happens, they're shocked every time. I cannot believe that. Yeah, believe it. Welcome to my life. That 1% chance of bad things happening to everyone, yeah, that's me. I win the reverse lottery every time. So, like, I don't even bother. If I'm told no about something, 99% of the time, I just give up, walk away. No point. And it sucks because I'm sure there have been times that I could have gotten something, but I didn't. 356, not too shabby. Man, if this trophy ends up being bugged, I'm gonna lose my crap. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Ooh. Check the weather. I know it's gonna be super cold, but is it? I don't think it's supposed to snow anymore. $24. Woo, that's cold. Okay, no chance of snow today, but Monday, 84% chance and the high of 34. So yeah, we're gonna get some snow. Of course, that could change. 34, 38, 53 on Wednesday. All right, cool. So it's gonna be nice and cold. Late Sunday night, Monday afternoon, snow lasting for 10 hours. Woo! That's a long time, man. Dang. %39 charge. All right, gonna have to charge you relatively soon. Bleak. And swing for the fences. Down she goes. Does it say anywhere what I named the stream? Doesn't look like it does. Ugh. $363. Till they met your 45. On respawn. Click. And bonk. Well, I gained 6 wellness, so 150 hit points. That's nice. They ran away. Well, shit, I think I would too if somebody pointed a gun at me. I don't care if it's a freaking little tiny stub pistol I run. A bullet's gonna kill you regardless of the size. Or I should say, can kill you. Like Trader Wrecked. Mess with me and you'll meet the wrong end of my 44. Yeah, no thanks. I keep hitting the jump button. Or the interact button. Which jumps on this version. Oh, I mean, it jumps on the same button on all versions, but that's the only button I have to hit on the second controller, and I keep accidentally hitting it on the main controller. Somebody here? Nope. Do. Be-do, be-do. Look at that, man. That autosave happens so frequently. I suppose at least for the next couple of weeks I'll have the cloud saves for the console, so that's good. I tried to play Fallout 4 because two of my cousins are huge Fallout fans, and I couldn't get into it. Just not my thing. I tried doing some of the base building in Fallout 4, and I went through a little bit of the main story. I played a couple hours. I was like, nah, it's just not my thing. I didn't care for it. I liked. I never played the older older Elder Scrolls games, but I played Oblivion, which I think was the fourth one, and then Skyrim. I liked them; they were pretty good. But the version of Skyrim that I played was on the PS3, and that was back when Bethesda focused more on Microsoft or more on Xbox games than they did on PlayStation 3 or PlayStation, however you want to look at it. And the early version of the PlayStation 3 version of Skyrim was horrendously bugged. And all I wanted to get was the platinum near the end, and it was so badly bugged that it was pretty much a slideshow. The frame rate was like 1 or 2 frames per second. And to get the platinum, the last trophy I had to get was inside of a cave, and there was a transition, a door, and it took me like a half hour. Just all I had to do is open the cave, go in, walk a few feet, and like kill something, and it took like a half hour because it crashed. It just crashed. It just would not play. And then as soon as I got that platinum trophy, I didn't even save. I just shut the game off, took it out of the. It's still on my shelf. I've never played it again. Yeah, nope, I'm done. Yeah, I like Skyrim. Skyrim was pretty cool, but Oblivion was a lot of fun because the console version had so many fun glitches. We did the cheese wedge glitch or whatever it was, where you spawned a bunch of those in and watermelons and stuff. Moon Knight and I, we took that game to town, man. We had so much fun with it. Spawned so many things in, just poof, and then watched the frame rate drop and everything. It was hilarious. I like both of them. I really liked Oblivion and I really liked Skyrim. You couldn't pay me to buy Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out. Not so much because I'm not interested in it, but just because of how buggy it is. Bethesda should really just be called Bugthesda, because they have never made a game that wasn't. I mean, even like 10 years later, Skyrim still has bugs in it that it had on day one. They still haven't fixed them. If you play on PC, there's a huge patch that fixes like 1,000 bugs. Now, granted, a lot of them are just simple typos and stuff, but it's ridiculous that after more than 10 years, they still haven't fixed some of the most basic bugs. Apparently, some of them have literally existed since the original release. They never fixed them. Well, yeah, I mean, the games are relatively similar, so it makes sense that you'd get burned out on one and not want to play the other. Like you said, just couldn't get into it. There's been a bunch of games that like that I just couldn't get into. Fallout was one of them because, like I said, two of my cousins, not Michael, but two of my other cousins, they love Fallout. They constantly, you should play it, you should play it, you should play it. When I forget if it was a port. No, it was originally on PS4, wasn't it? Fallout 4 wasn't PS3, right? I played I don't remember, but I played Fallout 4 on PS4, and I played it for a couple hours, went through some of the story, I tried some of the base building. Honestly, I wasn't impressed. I didn't see what was so great about it. I don't think it sucked or anything. I just didn't see what was so great about it. I never played Days Gone 2, but Moon Knight brought it over and he played it quite a bit, and to me it was boring. I really hated that you had to constantly get gas. That was annoying watching him constantly have to run around. I was like, eh. And then it's like it was just driving through this very similar looking countryside. I was like, eh. I guess the same thing could really be said about 7 Days. Most of the countryside looks exactly the same. But for whatever reason, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I do think it's a shame that as popular as it was and everything, they're not going to make a second one. That is a shame. Resident Evil, to me, the first three were the best ones, and then starting with four. Four was a good game, but it just changed too much. And I was disappointed that the original version of Resident Evil 4 was scrapped. And they went with the version we ended up getting, which, again, it's a good game. I own it. I bought it. I played it. I actually bought a GameCube back in the day, literally just to play that game. And I did not regret it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good game. But Resident Evil 5, I very much liked. I platinumed Resident Evil 5, and that was tough. But Moon Knight helped me with that because there were several multiplayer trophies. And then Resident Evil 6, it was good, but it was a little too disjointed with so many different characters and stories to play. It wasn't that great. And then the QuickTime events got really annoying. And then 7, I own 7 because I bought the PlayStation VR way back in the day. And I never finished it. I just couldn't get into it. The gameplay was awful. The story was meh. To me, Resident Evil 7 was not Resident Evil. And the same thing for 8. I never played 8. I never played 8 at all. I did finally watch one of the guy that I watched that does no commentary playthroughs. I did watch him play through Resident Evil 8. It looked okay, but I couldn't get into it wasn't Resident Evil to me. Devil May Cry. Yeah, I liked the first. The first Devil May Cry was good. And then I think it was like the second one that wasn't, and then the third one was good again, and I never played after 3. When they replaced Dante in, I think it was 4, yeah, I lost all interest. Yeah, I remember reading about that Devil May Cry was originally going to be the new Resident Evil or whatever, but I don't know. I always preferred Silent Hill over Resident Evil. But the problem is only the first 3 Silent Hills were good. Everything after that was meh. The very last Silent Hill, Downpour, was pretty decent, and they finally corrected a lot of the stupid mistakes they made in the ones after Part 3. But the ending was, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, it could have been way worse, true. And the main thing that I'd say the main thing I didn't like about Silent Hill Downpour was the transition between reality and the other world, or whatever they called it. The way they did it was really stupid and annoying. Basically, like, reality would distort around your character, and you basically had to run. And if you didn't run fast enough, or you got caught up, because it was like a linear path you had to run, if you got caught even a little bit, you'd basically die. And it was terrible. Not good gameplay. But other than that, for the most part, I think Downpour was it was a positive, it was good. But unfortunately, they had already damaged the series so much that I think Downpour didn't sell well at all. And I don't think it was so much that it was, like, critically disliked. It's just people had already tuned out to the series. Honestly, I've never understood why Resident Evil has stayed as popular as it is, considering how many massive changes they've made to it. I mean, when they went first person, I was immediately turned off. I was like, nope. It was bad enough they got rid of the old fixed cameras and stuff. But I adapted, but then when I saw that, I was like, no. I played through probably about a quarter of Resident Evil 7, and like, I played through some of it in VR, and it was fantastic. If it had been pretty much anything but Resident Evil, I think I would have enjoyed it way better. Oh, Siphon Filter. Yeah, my brother, he loves Siphon Filter. But after, I think the last one was on maybe PlayStation 2? The series just kind of vanished. I never was into it like he was, but the I think 2 or maybe 3 were really, really good. We used to tase people, and you just keep tasing them until they caught on fire. Yeah, I gotta finish Silent Hill 2. Only got about 2 weeks to do it, so need to get cracking on that. I don't even think I'm close to halfway through it. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 was awesome. I don't really know why. I liked it. I think it's partially because it's Chris, and I like Chris. I like Leon too, of course. But other than that, I don't know. I just really liked it. I liked how it was like a little bit more open world. I mean, it wasn't, but the quick time events were just starting to get out of control in 5, and then in 6 they just, oh my god, they just went way too wild. But I did like 5. There's rumors about them remaking 5 and 6, but I don't see it happening. There was a lot of controversy back in the day about 5 because you killed black people. Yeah, you're in Africa, of course. They're like, oh, the game is racist and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I just saw zombies. I don't care about skin color. I just like murdering zombies. Although I guess technically they weren't zombies, but I don't know. I really liked 5. I thought 5 was awesome. First 3 on PS1, 2 more on PS2. Castlevania was good. I really liked I think, was it Kojima that made one? I forget what it was. It came out around 2010. Something Darkness or something, I forget. You play as a Belmont, but then he becomes Dracula or something at the end. And then in the sequel, you play as him, but he's like evil or something. He's Dracula then. I never played the second one, but I played the first one and I loved it. Problem is, Konami is pretty much, they've tuned out when it comes to making games. They started Curse of Darkness? No, that doesn't sound like it. It was on PlayStation 3. Was it? No, that doesn't sound familiar. I can't think of the name. Maybe it was Curse. I don't know. Yeah, I really liked it. I want to say it was directed or developed by Hideo Kojima, the guy that made Metal Gear Solid, the Metal Gear games. And so it was significantly different than normal Castlevania games, and so there was a little bit of controversy, but I think it was pretty well liked overall. I don't remember if I beat it. I'm pretty sure I did. But then it had like these like time trials you could do and stuff, and they were really freaking hard. It was like a boss rush or something. I don't remember. It's been so long. You know, I still own the damn game. It's over on my shelf like 5 feet behind me. I could just get up and look. Because I know it's there. I never sold it. Well, I don't think I sold it. Did I sell it? Yeah, I might have. Yeah. Get up. Well, then. Oh, yeah, there it is. I do have it. Yep, that's it. Lords of Shadow. Nope. It was called Lords of Shadow. Oop, I bumped my mic, sorry. Click. Yeah. As soon as I saw the name, I remembered Lords of Shadow. It was really good. But it was also significantly different than the previous games. Which again, I'm pretty sure it was developed by Kojima. Or if it wasn't him, it was somebody that was like they had never made a game like that, and it was like Konami gave him a chance, and it turned out to be significantly. It wasn't that different, but it was different. But I really liked it. I actually bought the guy was his name Iga, the creator of Castle. Oh, no, he wasn't the creator of Castlevania. I think he created Symphony of the Night, which in my opinion is the best Castlevania game ever made. But you know, it's an opinion. Some people didn't like it and all that. That's understandable. But that is by I've put so many hours in that game. I've even got a playthrough on my channel where I played it. I played through the whole game. But I think it was Iga. He's either the creator of Castlevania or he directed Symphony of the Night or something. And he broke off years and years ago. It's probably like 10 years ago now. Who knows? And he made a game called it's a 2D Metroidvania. It's considered the spiritual successor to have, but I can't get into it. Symphony of the Night. Yeah, Symphony of the Night's my favorite. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, Bloodstained. It's called Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I never beat it, but I made it towards to the very end, and I very much liked it. Supposedly they're making a sequel to it, but I haven't kept up in God knows how many years. But I very much liked the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. It's a very, very good game, and it's super cheap. I think it was only like 20 or 25 bucks when it was like brand new. Because I think it was like a digital title. I don't know if they ever released a physical. I don't care. It was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like a 2.5D side scrolling, like it was basically Symphony of the Night, but it had that fake 3D effect, which I think is awesome. Some people don't like it. I love it. One of my favorite things about the Bloodstained game was they got David Hayter, the guy that voiced Solid Snake and Big Boss for the first, well, most of the games, the first four games. They got him to voice one of the characters, which I thought was awesome. I like him. He's awesome. Chronicles. I know they re-released Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation 4, I think, but it's not the original version on the PlayStation 1. It's like I think it was like the PSP version. And unfortunately, they redid I say unfortunately, they redid all of the voice acting. And so the game is still as solid as ever, but I'm one of those people that I don't think there's really such a thing as bad voice acting because even when it's quote bad, it's funny and amusing. So I think it's a positive to me. And when they redid the PSP version or whatever version it was, they replaced all the voice acting and it just isn't the same. It's good. Again, it's the gameplay is awesome, but it's like the hand and there's only a handful of cutscenes, but they're just I don't know. Ooh. 428. We're getting there. So many good games. I was so looking forward to some games, and I'll never get to play them. I really wanted to get the Dragon Quest III 2D HD remake or whatever it came out last month. I'd saved some of the money for it and with from you guys, and then I forget something came up with my brother, and I had to spend the money, and so wasn't able to get it. And then I was really looking forward to January, right before my birthday. They were doing a remaster of one of probably my favorite Tales game. Never gonna get to play that. And then now I saw they're releasing the new Dynasty Warriors also right before my. In fact, I think it might even be the same day as the Tales game coming out. So it's like, yay! I downloaded the demo for the new, but I remember playing Leisure Suit Larry on PS2. It was stupid, but I love it. I never played those. I heard they were pretty funny. Konami also announced they were remastering the first two Suikoden games. Really looking forward to those, but naturally I think they were originally supposed to come out in like 2023, and then they kept getting postponed. And I think a couple months ago, they finally announced a release date, but it's like March or April next year. I'm like, well, shit. Was it drink I was low on? It was drink, okay. So, yeah. I was really looking forward to playing that, but naturally they took too darn long. Yeah. At least I got to play the Silent Hill 2 remake a little bit, but I'd like to beat it, but probably won't happen. So many games, so little time. Wrong button. Or wrong controller. 152 hit points. Not bad. I've gained 8 in what, 2 hours and 21 minutes? That's not bad at all. Well, I hope I entertained you guys at least a little bit. I hear they're gonna remaster. Yeah, I've heard that too. Veronica and Origins, I've seen that. Veronica was okay. Origins was meh. I wouldn't mind a remaster of Code Veronica. At least if they do the Code Veronica X. If they do of the original, then not interested. I want the X version where they added Wesker and that. That's the version I want to see, because I like Wesker. Yeah, there's been rumors all over the place. Supposedly, Resident Evil 9 was actually originally Resident Evil 8. It apparently started production before 8, or Village, or whatever stupid ass name they call it. And apparently Village, or 8, wasn't going to be 8. It was going to be, I think they said it was originally intended to be like a spin-off. It wasn't going to be a main numbered title. And then I think there was an issue with 9, which again was supposed to be 8 at the time. There was some sort of issue, and then they, for whatever reason, they switched it around, and they released Village as 8 instead. And the only real rumor I've heard about 9 is that it might be open world. Which, I mean, I don't think that would work all that well in a Resident Evil game, but I'm always willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. But like I said, I'm not going to live long enough to ever play it, so it doesn't really matter. I think I did see, I think another rumor was that it was coming next year, 2025, so. I don't know if I don't think any mention was made about whether it's first person or not. I really don't know. I don't think there was any rumors. I don't think I heard any rumors about who the main character was, other than maybe it might be Chris again. But I'm not sure. The only problem is at this point, Chris has like got to be in his 50s. Even if you assume he was like 20 in 1996, which is when the original Resident Evil took place. Yeah, he's like my age. Well, more like my brother's age. So yeah, he'd be around 50 now. Not that you can't be like, an action star at 50. Or I shouldn't say action star, but like you can't be active and be strong. Obviously, you totally can. But, I don't mind playing the same, playing these guys again and again. I hate when they constantly switch main characters and stuff. I get some people get a little fatigued with having the same main character for so long. But I'll tell you what really bugs me is that we never really got, well, not really, we never got another main game, a numbered Resident Evil with Jill. She was only a main character in the original and then in Nemesis or Part 3. They did give her her own her own game in a spin-off, which was Revelations, and I love Resident Evil Revelations. That game was fantastic. I bought the second one not just because it was awesome, but also because it had my favorite character from the original Resident Evil, Barry Burton, as the main character, or one of them. But I never managed to. Yeah, I think that's what I think that's what I read. Chris and Sherry. That sounds right. I'm curious. I'm definitely curious. We'll. I won't see, but yeah. There hasn't, from what I remember, there hasn't been a whole lot leaked about Resident Evil 9. The only things I've heard, I think I did hear that it was Chris and Sherry, and then supposedly it's open world, and then it also is supposedly coming in 2025. But considering, I don't even think has it even officially been announced? I don't think it has. I'm pretty sure I would have seen a trailer or something if it had been announced. $452, dang. I want to try to get to 500 before I stop, for now. It's already 1:30 in the morning, damn. So many good games. Just not enough time to play them all. I mean, I don't work or have any response. Well, yeah, I don't. I literally have nothing but time, and I don't have the time to play stuff. I don't know how you guys would work and families and everything. I mean, how the hell do you guys find time to play these games? The Resident... Oh, you talking about Residents of Evil or whatever I've seen? I've seen a channel like that. It's popped up before. I admit, I am definitely curious what 9 would be. But supposedly it had some sort of troubled development, and it's been in development for maybe not like full development or something. Maybe it was like partial or something. But it's been in development since at least 8. And 8 came out a couple of years ago now, didn't it? I mean, not like super long ago, but 2022 maybe, or something like that. So, yeah, it's been in development for pretty long overall. But if they really are going with like an open world, style, yeah, that could definitely be why it's taking so long, because open world game concepts are not it's not for every type of game. It just isn't. Some games, some styles lend themselves better than others. Like Dynasty Warriors 9. I'm a huge Dynasty Warriors fan. When they released Dynasty Warriors 9, like, I don't know, it was like 2016 or 17, something like that, a long time ago now. It was open world, and it was the first one, and Moon Knight and I were super psyched. Then it released. That game was god awful. It was so bad that we thought it killed the series, because like there was not a mention of a sequel after that. Until they announced the Dynasty Warriors Origins a couple of weeks or months ago, I forget. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. And it's not even part 10. It's like it's a, I don't know if I'd say a reboot, I guess. And it doesn't, I haven't been able to confirm it, but it looks like you might only play one character. And the character you play is like an amnesiac who isn't one of the characters from the, he's a fresh character they introduced, and it's like, and they said there's like 8 weapons, and I'm like, 8 weapons? We went, I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I downloaded the demo, but I didn't see a point in playing it anymore, so I haven't tried it, but I don't know. I'm curious if you play any other characters, because if you only play the one character, then I'm definitely not interested. Because for me, a lot of the replayability for the Dynasty Warriors game came from unlocking all the different characters and playing through the different story modes and free modes and leveling them up. That, to me, was the fun. I know a lot of people don't care for the grind, but I like grinding. So, Yeah, if it's just the one character, that's gonna be... Which, I mean, if there's only 8 weapons... Because I watched the trailer or whatever it was they released recently, when they released the demo. And, I mean, it looks cool. But a single character... that's not gonna hold my interest beyond maybe like 20 to 40 hours or something. It's like, once you've maxed that character and you've seen all the story, there's nothing else to do. But, don't know enough yet. I didn't see any mention about other characters, yes or no. And, I mean, to me, the fun of the game was playing these, you know, the historic characters. And now you want me to play some random nobody? What? Doesn't make sense. Come on. Come on. Reload. Or load. There we go. And bonk. Now 468. Okay, we're getting there. I think we're going to go to 500 and call it a day. That'll be pretty close to 3 hours. That's a long time to stare at a wall. I forget. What did you need to repair these? Just forged iron? Wow. Okay, I can live with that. The winter... Oh, the winters. Those were the characters in 7 and 8. That was another thing, and this is a minor spoiler for those that haven't played Resident Evil 7 and 8. But they released a DLC for 8 where you play as their daughter, which, I mean, I'm going to assume the daughter's 16. She was a baby, basically, in Resident Evil 8. Assuming she was 16 at the time you play her in the DLC, Chris Redfield is mentioned, and 8 takes place in what was modern, you know, current time then, which again was like 2021, 2022. So that means he's got to be in his 60s at that point. I'm like, damn. And then, of course, there's the whole... I say conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy. It's a theory. There's a theory that all of the original characters from the early Resident Evil games got... maybe not infected, but somehow they came into contact with something that basically made them not immortal, but they age slower, or they're much stronger than they should be, which explains why Chris and Jill, even though they're like in their 50s or late 40s, they still look the same as they did when they were like 20. I think that's interesting if that were the case, but like when Chris shows up in Resident Evil 8, he still looks like he was the same as he was in the previous game. So it's interesting. I'm not against it. I think it's interesting. I kind of wanted to play the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, but I never did get around to it. 3 was probably my favorite for a very long time. Stars. Used to play that game so much with one of my friends when I was in high school, I think. I don't remember if that came out when I was in high school or not, but might have been after. But man, we played the hell out of that game. We had... Nemesis was so freaking awesome. I remember that, but the point is, it's been like 16 years or whatever since she was reborn, born, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to spoil anything too much, obviously. But the idea is that it's been like at least a decade since the end of that, when you play as the daughter. And it's kind of weird. It's like... I thought it was interesting that they went back, they added the ability to play back in third person again. I did watch the guy play through no commentary, the main game, but I didn't watch the the DLC. I watched a little bit of like the beginning, and I was like, I just didn't care. $1,600, almost to the horde. Blunt weapons is now 70. What was it? I think 56 when I started. 55 when I started. 483. It looks like 483. We're getting there. We're getting there. Just the sound. I think I put PS4 in the title of the stream, but I could be wrong. And can't believe you guys have actually watched me do this crap for 2.5 hours. Castlevania game on the Wii, but it's a copy of Mortal Kombat? No, that is news to me. I didn't know that. Well, I mean, it's Nintendo. I don't pay attention to Nintendo. Very much anti-Nintendo. Copy of Mortal Kombat. So it's a fighting game? You know what? Maybe that does kind of sound familiar. I've definitely never... Well, I don't say definitely. I don't think I've ever seen it. Well, damn, now if I remember, I'm going to have to look that up and see what it is. It's versus... Oh. Interesting. I remember when I was fairly young, at the time, they were new. Like Capcom versus... They were fighting games, and they were like Capcom versus something else. They were like totally different franchises or something. And they were super popular in the arcades. Yeah, back when arcades were a thing. They haven't been for like 10, 20 years now. But I remember those games being super popular. They were like crossover fighting games, like two different franchises. It was on like Capcom versus Street Fighter or some crap. I don't... Like Mega Man was one of the characters. It was interesting to say the least. And there was a couple of them too. I remember people. Capcom, Marvel, yep, there you go. I feel like there was a couple of them, but there may have only been one. But I know that they made sequels, I know. I remember one of them, there was at least a second one for one of them. Super, super popular way back in the day. Don't know if they still are. I'm not I've never played fighting games, really. I played a little bit of Street Fighter 2 Turbo back on the Super Nintendo. And then I liked the original Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo as well. And that's pretty much the extent of my fighting. I never played really Mortal Kombat. Moon Knight played Mortal Kombat a bit, but I never did. I was never into... I'm not a fan of fighting games. Like, I don't mind like watching them. They're interesting, but meh. I just like Killer Instinct because of the combo system and stuff. And the characters were kind of interesting. But then Nintendo bought the franchise and pretty much... Or no, that wasn't Nintendo. Microsoft, I think. Microsoft bought the franchise and pretty much killed it. They made a third one or whatever, but they like didn't release it on anything. But I want to say it was like Xbox One or something. And then, yeah, they pretty much killed the series, which is a shame. Because I think the series had serious potential. probably better if I turn my headlight off. A little bit bright. Oh, God, yeah, that's horrible. Or was it 487? Eh. Oh, no, that's 497. All right. Oh, damn it. I'm actually surprised the game hasn't crashed. Marvel vs. Capcom or whatever. Yep, I remember. I remember. I don't think that'll ever get old. Maybe, but I doubt it. I hear the doo-doo-doo. Her body hitting the floor. 500, there it is. Down you go. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it there because, like I said, I know this is super boring and nobody's really interested in watching it. I just thought I'd do it a little bit so we could, we could chat a bit and so you guys kind of understand why I haven't really released anything recently. I'll try to get some more content out to you guys. I'll try to stream, but I apologize, man. I just haven't been able to get into it. I only play survival, horror, or RPGs. RPGs have always been my main thing. Until 7 Days to Die, I pretty much rarely played first-person shooters. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did play a lot of Borderlands 2. And the first Borderlands. Loved them. So anyway, that's it for today. I liked it and was glad to hear from you. Yeah, like I said, I would definitely like to finish Silent Hill 2, but I've only got about 2 weeks left, so I don't know. Although it's not like I have anything going on. But we'll see. Yeah, I definitely want to finish Silent Hill 2 as well as I want to try to get the platinum for the new console version. And so I don't have many trophies left, but most of them, the hardest one obviously is to hit level 140 and hit level 300. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you did enjoy what little bit of the stream, watching paint dry there was. If you did, well, you guys know what to do. And of course, as always, I will see you guys in the next stream or video, which hopefully won't be another 10 days. So have a great weekend, everyone.